In this video I'm going to be showing you how to test the heating circuit on this White Knight tumble dryer and associated brands. We'll check the element, the cutout thermostat, the cycling thermostat and also the forward thermostat which is placed on the ducting. The first thing we need to do is unplug the appliance from the electricity supply. We're going to turn the machine round, take the lid off the machine which is held on by 3 screws and also remove the whole back. Okay, the first thing we need to do is actually remove the lid. Now on these White Knight dryers the lid needs to go up, forward and away. The next thing we need to do is remove the back panel and also the ducting so we can get access. It is very important when doing these tumble dryers that you actually make sure you clean the whole machine out when repairing the appliance. Get a vacuum cleaner and clean everything out, as dust build-up does cause a problem with not only the efficiency on the machine, but it does improve performance and stop it becoming a fire hazard. And as you can see, loads of dust inside the machine. The next thing we need to do is disconnect the wiring that holds the element in place and also on the back panel. What I suggest we do with this is take a photograph always before doing any work, so you know where the electrics go back on. The main wires we need to disconnect are the ones going through to the program. So we need to take this one off. Now that back panel is ready to come away. Right, let me talk to you about quickly these screws on the back. The outer ones are what holds the whole frame to the chassis. The 3 in the middle will need to be undone, as this is what holds it onto the bearing system, but these 4 around here do not necessarily have to come undone at the moment until we take the heater out or we want to inspect the heater. So let's just quickly go around. See, the drum drops and at this point the belt easily comes off. Now I'm going to undo these 3 and now the whole panel can come away. Here is the bearing housing which I was on about. Once this has come away, you're able to either fit the new belt or take the old belt off. All these belts can be found at the website. Now to remove the drum, just hold it up and it will come away complete. This will give you full access to the machine, and as you can see, as I was saying, there's a heck of a lot of dust in here on this. As I was saying, make sure you give the machine a good clean. So here we have the heating system. It's pretty straightforward. You have a forward thermostat in the machine which we'll look at in a second, and I've already done a previous video on this. We have the one-shot thermostat which is a safety cutout for permanent, when this goes, it goes completely. We have a reset thermostat here, and on the front of the machine we have a cycling thermostat which is basically to control the air temperature all the way through. Now as the machine is disconnected, we can test all these thermostats without removing the wiring. So the first one we're going to look at is the cutout thermostat here, which is the 2 blue wires. It goes to the neutral side of the element. So we'll put one of the probes on there. I'm just testing the meter, that's all working. So this thermostat has got a circuit, therefore it is good. The next one is the cutout thermostat, one shot, which is this one. Now we can also put the the meter across this, and we've got continuity on that thermostat, so that is saying that this is good. Now we're able to test the element. Now because we know the wattage, we could use ohms to actually test for making sure the element's perfect, but we don't need to, because all we need to do is go across the neutral side which is connected to both here, and to one of the live sides on each of the terminals to test each side of the element. So the first one we're testing is this. This has got continuity and that side is good. This side, there is no continuity. Therefore this is open circuit and the element needs replacing. Now if you look closely, this one goes all the way along the top, and just here you can see pitting on the element. And this is a good sign that it's burnt out anyway, but by doing a continuity test we're able to ascertain that the element is open circuit. We'll also test the forward thermostat in a second, but the main thing is we've got to do is replace this element. So to replace the element we need to undo all these 4 screws from the other side, but do make note of which way these brackets fit, because when you undo the screws the whole thing falls apart. Okay, so what we're going to do is disconnect the element, and again before you do that always take a photograph. So just photograph which leads come from where. Now we can flip this over, and here are the 4 screws. Now we're able to rotate the top over. Disconnect the wiring. And now we have the plate. And as I said, these little beasts drop off. So they actually fit like that. So we'll just take them out of the way for the moment. And now we've got 1 screw here which holds the element on. And that plate can now come away. At How to Repair, over the years I've been supplying many elements for all types of appliances, and now I predominantly only use the EGO type elements. They're much better. Basically there are a lot of copies about which do not last as long, and I tend to use only these now. So that's the old element, that's the new element. We'll just get the plate. So we've got the element ready to put on. So we need to get the bracket lined up first. That's on. Then we can turn this over. Line up our plate. And I'm going to do this one first because I can just slide it over. Get the screw through from underneath. And I'm going to go to the other side. Line the plate up exactly the same. And then the third one at the bottom should automatically be lined up now. And that's about right, just need to twist that slightly. About right. So the element's all in place. Now we just need to put the electrics back on, and of course you'd have taken a picture. So the blue goes to here, the black goes to here. Make sure it's underneath its arm there, just keeps the thing out of the way. And now we need to connect up the other wires. Right, the black goes to that one. And that now is ready to put back in when we put the drum together. But let's have a look at the forward thermostat first. Right, the forward thermostat lives down here. You can just pull one wire off, that will be suffice to test it. This is called a cycling thermostat. Again, you can just turn your meter to continuity. Just place it up there so you can see, and go across the two terminals. And we've got continuity. What basically happens with this thermostat is once it gets to temperature, it will cut out, disconnecting the heating system, and then as it cools down, reconnecting the heating system. Right, all that being done, the machine's cleaned out, we're now ready to reassemble. So the drum, just carefully slide the drum in, and it should locate on its felt and pads at the front of the machine, and that's in place. Now we need to put the new belt on. This can go around the drum carefully, make sure you don't twist it, and line it up on the existing line. And we can either put the belt on now, which I don't recommend. Wait until you put the bottom panel on before actually getting the belt. Just make sure it's not twisted. Next we need to line up our spider. Now there's 3 screws on this. So as you can see, there's 2 and 1, so if we line it up like that, that should be good. Just get 1 screw in, a couple of turns. Try not to cross thread it. Once you've got 1 in, the other 2 in just loosely for the moment, don't need to be tight. And that's in. Now we're going to put a couple of screws to hold the frame in place. So what I have a tendency to do is just lift him up, line it up with the original screw holes. Just get 1 in the corner there, and then another one on the other side. And that holds it all in place. So now we can put the rest of the screws in. The 3 at the top are for the lid, and that's tidy in place. Now we can do up the drum ones. And even I've done them with the impact packed. I like to make sure that they're quite tight on these, which they are. Now we've got that in place, we can actually just go to the top of the machine, line the belt up perfectly, give it a couple of rotations just to make sure that belt is sitting reasonably on the line, and come down the bottom, and literally these belts are great to put on, well designed system, and there we go. So now we can connect up the wiring, and we're able to follow our photographs, which you should have taken earlier. So the black goes on that terminal, then we have the red that goes on the next, the inner part of the drum, the earth has got to be connected, and now we have the 3 wires that go to the top. So we have black and white goes on its own, brown and white, sorry, and then we have the blue goes to the blue, which is the neutral, and then we have a jumper wire which the 2 blacks go together. Make sure they're all tucked in nicely, and that's redone. Now at this point it might be worth testing the machine to make sure that the drum is turning freely just for a couple of seconds. So if we turn it onto a cold cycle and then just plug the machine in to make sure it's working correctly. So I'll just turn the machine quickly onto a couple of minutes. You can make sure that the belt is lining up correctly on the drum, and as you can see the machine is turning and the drum is running very quietly. The belt is all lined up correctly. We put it on cold because we haven't got the panel on at the moment, so we don't want any heat going through the element. Now we can reassemble the machine. So to fit this panel, it slides under, up, onto the 2 lugs at the bottom, then bring it down. And the first one we'll line up is the 2 screws on the ducting. And now we can put the lid on the machine. As I said, goes forward, slides back, locks in place. And before we go any further, do give the door area and around all this a quick clean, and also the filter system. It will improve performance. Right, and there we go. So we can turn the machine on now, and you can see it running. You can also see that on low heat we're drawing just under 6 amps, and if I turn it on to high heat we're now drawing 11 amps. And there we go, the machine is all working perfectly, nice and quiet, ready for many more years worth of use. Remember, whenever working on a tumble dryer, do take the time to clean it out and remove all the fluff, from ducting tubes to the front vent and everything else. Thank you very much indeed for watching this video. Please remember to shop with us, as that's what keeps us going and able to make these free videos for you. Thanks very much indeed for watching. And if you did find this video helpful, remember you can always support the website by buying us beer. Thanks very much indeed. Bye bye.